The LA police promptly arrived to interrogate Meghan and Harry. Sussex committed an act of unlawful behavior. Is the deception ongoing? Greetings and a cordial welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. The cunning pair have asserted that they traveled to Florida with the purpose of organizing a unique memorial service for their unborn child who did not survive. According to reports, in July during the COVID-19 pandemic, there were accounts of individuals transporting human remains while visiting trees in Florida. That particular species is not originally from the United States. According to Harry's statement, he states that he used only his hands to excavate a hole, and subsequently proceeded to bury the human remains. Sure, let's have a quick look at Miami's Banyan Grove. The root system is not only visible above the surface, but also expanding beneath the ground. Banyan, also known as the curtain fig, is indigenous to India and Southeast Asia. The particular species can also be found growing on the eastern coast of Queensland, Australia. Due to their continuous fruit-bearing, birds spread their seeds more extensively inland. It would require an incredibly skilled person to dig deep into the soil to hide a small package beneath a banyan tree. Therefore, best of luck to anyone possessing the strength to dismantle the intricate web of interconnected roots, capable of constructing a superficial burial site and gathering enough topsoil to conceal it adequately. The chances of the remains surviving until morning are highly unlikely due to the abundant population of feral cats in Florida. During my recent trip to Florida, I was utterly appalled by the abundance of felines I encountered. They are responsible for the deaths of numerous indigenous bird species. Believe me, as a passionate feline enthusiast, I can assure you of my love for cats. I possess a pair that belongs to me personally. Ultimately, in my opinion, it is necessary to keep cats indoors. I comprehend that the banyan tree holds significant spiritual meaning in specific indigenous cultures of Eastern Australia, particularly in association with immortality. However, Meghan is not from Australia, and banyan trees are not associated with Native American culture either, to which she does not have any connection. Alternatively, it is highly likely that Meghan had concealed the remains in the springs located within the Montecito grounds, which hold significant cultural and spiritual value to the local community, despite her refusal to engage with them. Surprisingly, I came across an online statement from a lawyer emphasizing the illegality of hospitals providing families with human remains for burial purposes. And it simply will not occur. Harry and Meghan's statements are becoming increasingly absurd, and it's clear that we can easily debunk them. I find it odd that, if this event did occur, they didn't deem it important enough to invite a minister to provide prayers. Furthermore, I am curious about the method used to identify the supposed grave. Additionally, Harry asserts that he personally excavated the grave using only his hands. I wonder about the depth it was dug, and whether they had concerns about scavenging animals. This incident presents numerous inquiries and potential legal ramifications for Meghan and Harry. In other words, it is evident that they fabricated the entire story. From my perspective, it is highly unlikely that any American hospital would entrust human remains to a licensed crematorium without appropriate documentation. It is highly against the law to enter human remains in unauthorized locations. As a matter of fact, it is not permissible to lay to rest a cherished pet within the confines of your own yard. Although there are individuals who engage in this behavior, it remains illegal. Currently, in the United Kingdom, the government has legal ownership of a deceased individual's body. This is why it is necessary for a family to formally request the body in order to carry out funeral arrangements. If no one steps forward to claim the body, it is ultimately handled and financially covered by the state. Additionally, when transporting the item overseas, it must be accompanied by authorized paperwork confirming its legitimacy and compliance with regulations. I am simply not convinced or believe this story at all. I hold the opinion that a hospital located in the U.S. It is quite astonishing to see how easily they would hand over these human remains and allow them to be transported across state borders. Furthermore, in the instance of a deceased fetus, it would qualify as medical waste, unequivocally not. Decomposing organisms contribute to both pollution and the spread of illness, which is why there are stringent regulations regarding the location and depth of burial. In the United States, you can assert ownership over the unborn child, but it is crucial that you abide by the regulations pertaining to its proper disposal. Honestly, I can't comprehend the reason behind them sharing such a tale. How morbid that I'm referring to the fact that it's nearly impossible to dig under a banyan tree without the use of high-quality and precise tools. If they were successful in excavating beneath a banyan tree, the resulting hole would likely not be of considerable depth. Additionally, I wonder where the Netflix film crew was during these events. It seems like a perfect moment for a docudrama. I find it astonishing that the crew was absent during the possible miscarriage Meghan experienced. The title for this book ought to be Spare, a fictional masterpiece, as these tales are beyond imagination, utterly mad. On a different note, Meghan's ambitions of ultimately receiving an Academy Award have once again been hindered. This year, Liz Garbus, the renowned director known for her highly praised investigative works, has unfortunately been overlooked for an Oscar nomination in the Best Documentary category, despite her involvement in Harry and Meghan's Netflix docu-series. The recent list of nominees surprisingly omitted the Harry and Meghan docu-series, which consisted of 6 parts. Insiders assert that this development is highly disappointing for the Success camp, as they have eagerly anticipated the award ceremony for a considerable period. Furthermore, discussions are already underway regarding Netflix's efforts to promote the series ahead of the Emmys. It has the potential to be awarded for its exceptional portrayal in the category of Outstanding Documentary or Non-Fiction Special. Naturally, this would encompass an exquisite entrance made by Harry and Meghan as they grace the red carpet with their presence. Former U.S. Candace Owens has expressed concerns about Meghan Markle, implying that she poses a potential threat. Perhaps she lacks the courage to carry weapons and confront individuals face-to-face, choosing instead to indirectly confront and accuse them of the alleged offenses and grievances she believes they have caused her. Instead, Meghan chooses to communicate with Oprah or divulge negative comments to the media, targeting individuals she believes are unlikely to respond in kind. If they dare to doubt her perfection, she compensates the sugars to intimidate those who do not believe in her absolute flawlessness. Meghan. She poses a dangerous threat due to her willingness to express any thought without considering the evidence needed to support her claims. Once something is spoken to the media, it becomes permanent and cannot be retracted. Therefore, individuals, even if they are not fully convinced, may consider that there is some validity to her statements. For instance, Meghan made allegations of racism against a certain member of the royal family without disclosing their identity. Consequently, every member of the royal family found themselves under scrutiny as people questioned the identity of the perpetrator involved in the presumed wrongdoing. However, if we skip ahead from the Oprah interview to the Ripple of Hope Award ceremony around 18 months later, there is something intriguing to uncover. Both Jan Moore and Gayle King were in attendance at the award ceremony. Following their dinner, Jan inquired of Gayle whether or not she held the view that the royal family possessed racist tendencies. And she firmly rejected it, expressing her disbelief. Furthermore, she indicated towards the horrifying pair, asserting that they also fail to possess the desired quality. Meghan irresponsibly propagated an unsubstantiated rumor about racism within the royal family, fully aware that her claims lacked credibility and were unfounded. Therefore, if you initially refute one accusation, it is anticipated that you will also address any subsequent allegations. This situation turns into a snare, as staying quiet following the initial denial of allegations leads people to assume guilt due to prior refutations. Harry's remarks to Tom Bradby that there are multiple perspectives involved essentially seems like a deliberate attempt to provoke a reaction. Once the response is received, it will turn into a playful back and forth. However, they have more important matters to attend to and therefore do not wish to acknowledge the truth behind Harry's claims. Harry's actions can be seen as a form of manipulation and an attempt to intimidate his own family. Therefore, it is advisable for the royal family to maintain a state of silence at this juncture. And then Harry is portrayed as the jealous and vindictive bully that he truly is, suggesting that this has likely been his nature all along. What are your thoughts on Harry and Meghan's criticism towards the royal family? Kindly share your thoughts and engage in a conversation below in the comments section regarding this particular topic. Additionally, we can also delve into the discussion surrounding this pair. If you find my video useful, please remember to give it a like and share it with your loved ones whenever needed. Kindly consider subscribing to the Princess Diana News channel to receive additional videos from our dedicated team. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Farewell for now, and I look forward to connecting with you again in future videos.